obviously quite a haul, handful of picks coming in, and it seemed a very GWS draft, really backing your sort of stocks in. So how do you rank it overall?
Yeah, look, we had a plan from the start, and it's pretty much went according to that. Last night was what we wanted. We targeted Hannaford and Oliver with our first two picks, got those two, and then we clearly had that third pick set aside for Cody Angove, and even though clubs were coming for it, we just wanted to pick him. We didn't want to run the risk of losing him. The plan then was probably not to use the pick tonight that we had, 36, but we reassessed today. We looked at what we brought in last night, and we decided that if someone of Jacko's quality was available at 36, we'd pick him, and that's the way it fell.
Was there any thought to a bid coming in for Logan Smith as well at any point, or were you quite confident you'd get through?
We discussed it. Obviously, we didn't want to open ourselves up to that, and we didn't have any points left at the back end if a bid did come in. But through the work we'd done and the chats we'd had with his manager, we were confident that there wasn't going to be a bid until after the 40s, which we were comfortable to match.
You mentioned pick 36 and initially holding off and then looking at who was left over. How big of a group from leftover from last night did you see and then assess and reassess?
Yeah, no, we had a good discussion today. There was only two players on our board. There was probably 5 or 6, and then we whittled it down to say, well, we've got good offers for that pick, but if one of these two players is there, we'll pick them. If not, we're happy to just take a future pick, and we would have got a future second, but we already got an extra future second in the trade period, and Jack was a player that we rated really highly through the year, and we need a bigger body developing mid. That's probably one thing we identified as a list need, as well as a winger, which is why we picked Cody. And when Jack was there, it was a no-brainer for us to pick him.
Adrian, we're all interested in some of the picks that you make. Cody, why'd you pull the trigger at 24? Did you think that someone was going to be there straight after?
Probably 2 reasons. We thought that was going to be our last pick. So again, our plans heading in were that pick 36 wasn't going to be used. We were going to trade it out. So that was probably why, if it was our last pick and that was the player we wanted. I suppose you never know how interested other clubs are. He had met with a dozen clubs during the year. His manager had no real sense of where he was going to get picked. And for me, it's like, if you want the player and that's your pick, you just pick the player. Why roll the dice? Why take the risk? It's not like we had a draft board that was stacked with other names if he was gone. In terms of us wanting to address finding a winger, he was our only one, and we really just wanted him. So at the end of the day, we thought, let's just pick him. We've already got a strong draft hand next year with Adelaide's future second as well as our picks. And at the end of the day, we were happy to call his name out there.
About Hannaford, when did you really narrow in on him? Because he sort of has bolted in the back end of the year, given what he did post-champs.
Yeah, no, it was definitely only in the last 4 to 6 weeks of the season. If he got injured at round 15, he definitely wouldn't have been on our board. And if he got injured at round 15, no one would have been able to see what he was capable of. What he produced at the back end as a competitive animal in the forward 50, winning games and showing genuine traits that suit how we want to play. I think we're sort of it all aligned in terms of our views on him at the end, and then King is coming in and saying, well, this is the exact type of player that fits our system, and we've got a clear set of criteria on the types of players that we want to bring in and what traits those players have. And Ollie just ticked every box.
That's the position that you see him starting at. Like you have the, opportunity to play him defence midfield, but that, like you said, aggressive forward.
Aggressive hybrid forward is where we see him. We probably think outside of Toby, we don't have the mediums that can sort of show some aerial power, but also be good on the ground. A lot of our other smalls are genuine smalls who get up and down the ground. Ollie's not that. Like, he's still got to build his tank, but early on, if we play him inside 50, he's going to be hard to stop. But we don't put great expectations on our first year draftees. I mean, Leake and Gothard didn't play a game between them this year, so it's not like we're expecting Ollie to come and play AFL next year. If he does, it's a bonus.
Harry Oliver, not probably the type of play we've seen taken in the first round for a while, but certainly reward for him with his leadership and similar to Ollie in a way, aggressive nature in defence.
Yeah, again, he ticked the boxes in terms of what makes a Giants player. He's got speed and run. He's a nice left foot kick, and I suppose addressing the small back was something that we discussed as a list need, but we were more just picking on talent. And after Ollie, Harry was the next best player that fitted our what we're trying to look for in a player. And so we had no hesitation calling his name out. And as you say, great character, someone that we're really excited to bring into the club.
You sort of kind of touched on it, but was losing Cumming and Perriman a factor in going for someone like Holland?
No, not really. I think ultimately our strategy was to pick the best players, and that's probably why, you know, when people probably looked at us and thought, oh, the Giants might take a tall because, you know, you got 3 picks, pick a tall. But we identified, especially with the first 2 picks, let's just pick two best players that we rate, and if they're good enough, they'll find a way into our team. We're in a pretty big transition phase in our list in the next 3 to 4 years, and with Tassie coming in, it's going to be harder to find talent. So we just wanted to bring Giants talent in the door. Third pick, obviously, Cody, that was more list needs. And then tonight, Jack was a talent thing as well, where he slid to that point, and we're happy to call his name out.
Are you done now? Will you be active tomorrow? SSP?
Now, our list is full. Obviously, we matched Logan at the back end, which was a great result, getting him at 71. And then we've got 1 Cat B rookie spot, which we're going to put on Joey Delano, who's an academy product from Western Sydney, which is a great story for us to promote from the academy and find another Western Sydney product. Obviously, with James Peatling leaving, it's, you know, we're 1 down in Western Sydney, but bringing in Joey, A-grade character, he's going to be great for the club and someone that we're apt to bring in.
Where's he from? Western Sydney?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Where is he from, Jace? Suburb?
Blacktown.
Blacktown. So, yeah, in the heartland.
Is there any consideration for Cooper Bell as well? Obviously part of the academy and ending up on another list.
Yeah, we discussed him, obviously heavily, but, you know, we only had 2 spots for the 3 academy boys, and we had to prioritise, I suppose. And given that Cooper went in the national, it was a bit harder. We didn't have the primary spot for him, whereas we were comfortable that Joey would be there as a rookie. And we've just felt as though, Joey as a rookie was more of a priority than Cooper in the national. So we made that call a few weeks ago, and we let those other clubs know that if you want Cooper, you know, you can have him. And I think it's great for us to spill talent to the other clubs.